Well, YouTube, we're back. We are March 2025. And for any of you who followed the previous journey, I hope you're still subscribed. I hope you're still here because, I've got some news. Some big news. And I think now is the right time while I'm on this run walk, one of few that I've accumulated in the last months of the new year, and I'll get into it and why. But we're currently coming through Belmont and we're about to climb the Little Sugarloaf, and hopefully by the time I get to the top I will then have this phone put away, a very short YouTube video of welcoming you back and letting you know what the story is. Like always, these are raw, uncut, no editing. I don't have the format and the tools to do it, and when I've tried to amalgamate so many...
Lap 4, 1559.
There you go, that's the elevation killing me. 4 kilometers in at 1550, not good. But yeah, I try to edit these as good as I can, and when I do, uploading to YouTube just doesn't work unless I do a big long clip like this on my phone. So raw, uncut. If there's fuck ups, there's fuck ups, but it's good to be back on the phone. I think I've been waiting for this for a while, and if you're still here, probably thinking, Jack, hurry the fuck up and tell me what's going on. So if you remember the last video, I gave you a breakdown of the Eco Trail 48k that I covered, and some unfortunate news happened that probably 6 weeks prior, post the event, I went on a training run, and I unfortunately took a tumble up the top of Braehead, to the point where it laid me off work for 3 weeks, and the outcome was that I pretty much tore every medial and lateral ligament off my left ankle, a high grade 2. I had talar dome lesion, bleeding on the bone or damage, and my toes went pretty black, and top of my, like, the knuckle of the foot went black and on the outside, and yeah, it was bad. And I'm not going to lie, after I completed the Eco Trail, I think I just went into a flump. And I don't know whether it's a thing. You see things online like post-event depression, like you don't know what the fuck to be doing with yourself, and that really was me. I had really geared up for the Eco Trail big time. Like, all of my free time was like running. Like, you know when you say like eat, sleep, breathe what you're doing, well, that really was me. I work on my shift works. On my days off, I'd make the effort. If I had things to do, I'd get up early and get them done. And yeah, like when it came to the event, like longer like race run. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. I don't know what the fuck to say. Wait there. Hopefully that clears it up. Yeah, nice. There's Sugarloaf. Fucking here. Like even with my partner on our days off, like when I was doing those 24k's plus like the 30k's, 36k runs, like I'd have her like pretty much crewing for me, drop me at one point and then like meet me at certain waypoints or collect me, and I could be out there for 3.5 hours, 4 hours. So like I was all in, and then all of a sudden, just like that, done. The high of it, gone. Like the carpet pulled from underneath you, and yeah. And I do remember from the last, I haven't been on YouTube looking at my previous videos, but I do remember saying that, you know, if I was going to revisit the Eco Trail, I'd push and do the 80, and then, you know, people say, oh no, redo the 46, try and beat your time. And dead right, and then I'd say, yeah, dead right, you're dead right, I would, but knowing that I wouldn't do that, I'd go and do the 80 because I just want the challenge. I want, the big challenge. And what I'm going to tell you now, you're probably going to laugh, and hopefully I get it very clear of what my intentions are for this. This year, I turn the ripe age of 30, but to me, it's a bit of a mental block. I'm very fucking in denial about it. I just don't like the thought of it. There's other contributing factors. I just feeling like letting go of these things, moving on into age and adulthood and stuff like that. I'm not really comprehending it, and it's just a bit of a mind fuck, and it sends me into weird places. And running has been a bit of that outlet, like we found out last year. And when I had the injury in November, being off my feet pretty much all the way up until like last month, really, till like the start of February, was some dark fucking times. I did nothing for months, got a gym membership back, went to the gym, started to eat the weights, started to kind of love that, took a bit of a lull in that because there's no outcome. I couldn't see something I was going to do with the gym, and then I wanted to do the run. And when I had the injury of last year, I had an idea, and it was set in stone last year, but this year I announced it, and it got really real. And with all of those things of being in my own head and like, what the fuck is going on, and just trying to figure out life, just trying to be an adult, trying to save, trying to buy a fucking house, trying to move out with your partner, trying to do all this stuff that just really isn't right now, and you're trying your best to do things. Just fucking everyone has those problems. And here I am fucking spewing out on YouTube, but sometimes I feel it's a bit of an outlet just to fucking, you're not the only fucking idiot that feels like that. And I wanted this year to be positive, and I wanted to do something. And two very close friends of mine, my coach Dara and another friend Luke, they completed an event last year for a charity. It was Get Cayley to Crumlin, and they ran from Kilkenny, Erlingford and Kilkenny to Crumlin Hospital. And it was 120k ultra. They divided around 61, 62k each. And looking at them and seeing them do it, Dara's a sports scientist, Luke's in the Irish Defence Forces, they're average Joes, they've got a job, they work those hours. I'm like, why can't I do that? And November of last year, after we finished the ultra, I just said it to Dara, I was like, I think I might do it. I might do something. I was like, I want to mark next year to be a positive year and to give something back, and not only doing the challenge but to make it mean something. And I thought no better way when I turn of that age. That's a bit of a mental block. I can say when I turn 30, the year that I turn 30, hopefully now when I speak to YouTube here, that I will have completed it by the said date. And it's taken me 8.5 minutes to tell you what it is, but November 13th of last year, Darren and I sat down and we mapped out a route which is finalised. And anyone who follows me on here on social media would already know, but anyone who hasn't or doesn't follow me on Strava or Instagram or TikTok, YouTube's going to officially hear it now. As me, myself, Jack Lawrence, on November 13th of this year, 2025, I will be running 100 miles for mental health. And yes, you heard that correctly, 100 miles. Dara and I have sat down and we've calculated a route of 162 kilometres. It consists of 5,334 metres of elevation gain. It will start at Bray Seafront. It will head out along the Dublin Way. I'll head north into Dublin, into Barnaslangen Woods. I'll then try and cut across inland, start to make my way to Ticknock, follow the Dublin Way all the way around to Tallaght, to the Hellfire Club. And then I'll start to turn back south, and I will then start to head back towards Crones Wood, all the way onto the Wicklow Way, hitting Mawlin Mountain, into the valley, up Jouse Mountain. I'll then hit all the way further south to the most southern point of being the Glendalough Spink Walk, and that'll be the most southern point, and I'll loop that on the 9k trail, come back, head back through Larra, and that'll be the only portion of the trail that I will double back. I'll then come on to the far right hand side, the most easterly point, past Jouse, along that road, past the car parks, and then hopefully I'll then get through the common land there between Jowse and Sugarloaf Mountain before I hit that bad boy all the way over here. Loop back on the west side of it, closest to Roundwood, the nicer part of it, and then head back over the N11, back up here to this bad boy, to Little Sugarloaf, back into Belmont along this trail that I'm on now, that you can't see because I'm in cinematic, and then back up Braehead, and then down back to the seafront to finish. And the reason why I'm doing the 100 miles for mental health is because it's something that I think has plagued on a lot of people. I'm not going to sit here and say that it plagues me. Yes, I have thoughts and demons, and I play, you know, I play cards with the devil at times, but it's nowhere near as deep and meaningful to maybe you who's watching me that suffers, or maybe someone that you know that suffers, or someone who did suffer. I know people that suffer right now. I know people that were in my year in school that suffered, you know. Since starting this, I've had 3 people from my new job reach out and say that they suffer, just because I've highlighted I'm doing this, and I was unable to be an outlet for at least 2 of those, you know. And in the town of Bray, there's a gym owner, Rob, in Block Gym, Muay Thai Gym as well. They're really big on the forefront of doing these fundraisers, and at the moment he's actually in the process of finalising his actual charity. So at the moment I'll be doing this fundraiser as an initiative for the mental health initiative within the town. And to put that into perspective, what happens currently is anyone who's a member of Block Gym, Commercial Gym in Bray, the Muay Thai Gym, Jaysua, whoever is a member of the Ballywaltrim Community Centre here in Bray, and also the Bray Family Resource Centre in Foster Row, whoever avails of mental health services, all that is covered by this initiative. And that initiative needs fundraisers. And there's a couple of people already from the gym, the likes of Carl O'Rourke, Niamh O'Donovan, a couple of others, even the gym themselves, that do fundraisers, and currently the money that they've raised is able to fund that. And Rob really believes with the initiative of utilising a homebred charity that top end dogs like the CEOs and everyone under it doesn't get a penny. Everything that is made for the charity goes back to the charity. It's all about the people, and he believes that if the funding is right and when the charity is right, that potentially every youth in Bray will be able to get free access to mental health care, and then it can start to grow and everyone can start to lean on it to the best of their ability, to where they can utilise it as best as they can. And to be quite honest, I don't think there's any better way of doing something to enable my local town of Bray to be able to achieve that. A town that's near and dear to me, near and dear from, I've been to school, primary, secondary school. I've done things, I've worked pretty much all my life in the town. I've worked with local teams from the town. You know, my family, even my family, my mum's a sibling of 14. They all grew up in the town. So, you know, Bray holds a strong part, and I think no better way to do that. And at the same time, if you're someone who stumbles across this because, you know, whatever way I tag it on, it's an ultra marathon and it comes up for whatever reason, I'll also be linking Movember to that, because it's the month of November for men's mental health. So if you're really an advocate for mental health, and maybe, you know, okay, it's a great idea, but you can't really get involved because, you know, it's not your town, or, you know, okay, fair enough. But just remember now, while I'm sitting here around 15 minutes into this video, that, you know, this is never about me. It's not about me. It never will be about me. The one thing I will say, if we're to swing it around, is that I cannot fail this. So this will be a run, hike, walk, whatever it is. It'll be November 13th, which is a Thursday into a Friday, and it'll take as many days as I possibly need for me to get it done. And with that kind of clarified, me doing these updates on here will be just my training, me just dumping how I feel onto this and giving you updates of what I've done, because I've done a lot of things behind the scene, but I'm not going to tell you in this video because I want to try and make this as long as I possibly can. But like the Eco Trail, this is kind of going to be a bit of a diary for me to reflect on For anyone who does listen, I know there's a small group, but a small group of you guys actually really sat in and listened fully to these, or you may have skipped and kind of got to some points, and I'll try and make the minutes of this, but you know, this is going to be like a diary for me to reflect on how I feel, how my training feels, how the logistics behind the whole fundraiser will go, you know, how, you know, months, and these videos could be very sporadic. They might come every week, they might come every month, who knows. I don't want them to be boring, so I'll try and accumulate as much as I possibly can. I have probably around 2, maybe more videos in me because the amount of stuff that Darren and I have done, but yeah, that is pretty much how my 2025 looks. I'm skipping fucking right from a 48 to 162k. I'm quadrupling the amount of distance that I've ever ran, and yeah, I'm going to try and hopefully give you the logistics behind the whole entire thing and give you a lowdown. But just remember that before you have your assumptions, or you assume, like many people did when they reached out to me in comments, not on here, but a lot of people found me from here and found me then on socials like Instagram. They reached out and, you know, they had their views and opinions, and rightly so, because I love getting into it, and I love to give you my, you know, rationale. But just remember that this is all for charity, for an initiative, for a mental health initiative in the local town here of Brave, County Wicklow, and it also will be for Movember as well, for men's mental health. And if it's something that you're an advocate for and you feel like you can get involved, then please reach out. At the moment, the only thing that I have operating, Darren and I, is the Instagram page. It's at 100 miles for mental health. We're just drip feeding it at the moment. I'm trying to push all my social media as best as I can to build a community. I don't want to push too hard at the moment because, you know, we're miles away. Not from a training perspective. I really need to get into that, and, you know, I think another video will be for that. So just know that I'm still active. This is a bit of a redemption to my training after pretty much doing my whole fucking left ankle in, and yeah, trying to get back on board and just trying to get into it. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of content in me trying to overcome the mental block, trying to build back love and discipline. You know, a lot of things have happened, and hopefully you guys can stick around and support and get involved somehow. So that's 20 minutes, well, 17 minutes, 18 minutes of a ramble. That's giving me a break. So now I've no excuse to hit the trail here and get back. And I know I've no mic again, so I'll try and get the mic charged and we'll get back onto the mic stuff. I bought a tripod because I knew I was going to bring these back, so hopefully I'll have a tripod with me somewhere. I don't want to be one of those wankers bringing a tripod with me. But yeah, folks, November 13th 2025, I will be running 100 miles for mental health. Catch you in the next one.